Hi, Alex Crossley here. To do a bit of a video on progressive elaboration. So this really goes alongside the backlog video. So if you want to watch about how backlogs work, this and backlogs really could be one video, but make a bit of a long video. So what I'm going to go through is basically how traditional flow of work goes through compared to how we want to do it in Agile. I've got a little bit of a demonstration to show you through this. So let's have a look at how traditional work flows through the system. So what we tend to do is we come up with a bunch of ideas, and these are the little squares here, or rectangles you can see here. And then what we do straight away traditionally is we wrap them in a project. We say, right now we've got these projects, and the jobs of the BAs and the people on the projects is first to unwrap it and find out what the scope is. And so they go through a process. And what they do is they define what everything is in the project, then they refine them, and then they go through some planning, and then they do. And so what happens is the whole set of the ideas goes through really slowly, one step at a time. And this might take months to do the definition, then months to do the refinement, and then months to do the planning. And what happens in some organizations is all this is done up front, and then they hand it over to delivery and they say, right now deliver it agile. And they go, well, we can't because you've gone and planned it all like this, and it's very, very difficult for us now. We could deliver one thing at a time, but it's all been defined and refined. We've used all that time. So what we're really talking about is the flow of this. Once you put things if you have, for example, a bus versus a set of taxis, once the first person gets in the first taxi or the first few people, that flight goes. As opposed to everybody has to get on the bus before it can go in. Every time it stops, it's just slow. And that's what we're doing here. We're sending a bus load of ideas through at once. So you've not got the flow. So this is the traditional approach. And what we do is, what we're really talking about here is the refinement, the progressive elaboration is you don't have any progressive elaboration. Everything has to be elaborated at once. All 5 ideas have to be defined, and then all five ideas have to be refined. And then you have to plan them all at once. This is the waterfall approach. With Agile, it all starts off the same normally. We don't want it to, but let's be in reality. I've got this bunch of good ideas, and what you end up doing is and we might group them as a project. We've got this goal, so this big goal, and it includes all of these ideas. That's okay. Still not really anti that. That happens, and you can live with that. But how you treat it from there on is really, really important. From the start, not when it gets to delivery, but from the start. Get that prioritized. So we'll pick off the top thing and we'll say, that's the top priority. Let's go and progressively elaborate each of these items. Let's go and progressively elaborate that one first. Let's do the refinement and refinement. That's we're progressively elaborating on the project here. So instead of taking all of them through, we just take one thing through at a time. And then once that's left the refining onto the plan, maybe we've got the resources now free to do the refinement of the second one. That first item will hit delivery and it'll be a small thing and they can move that through. There's no reason to put any effort at all into defining these bottom 2 or 3 items. We progressively do it. And that's how we get flow going through the system. This is how you make sure that your BAs don't have this really strong, really heavy period and then nothing to do. It's how your developers slowly get things through. And more importantly than anything, your testing goes on as you build. And of course, if you do get something wrong in the define and refine it can go back and it's a small interruption to the process, not a huge, we found a load of testing, let's go and do that again. This is all about flow, getting things to flow through the system from the very start to the very end. So that's how you get refinement, how you refine, and how you progressively do that. I hope that video was useful. There's loads more videos, including that one on backlogs on my website. Thanks very much. Hope you enjoyed the video.